What up, YouTube? You already know. Big Lou tapping back in with what it do with Big Lou, NMCR2, baby. As always, first time you're coming to the channel, be highly appreciated if you sub, liked, and shared the channel with your family, friends, peoples, folks, gente, comrades, associates, camaradas, associos, buddies, pals, amigos, panas. And feel free to comment whatever the comment might be. If you want to, give me some constructive criticism, if you want to put your input about what the video is about, if you even want to ask me anything, go ahead and shoot it, and I respond back to all the comments. This just in, late last night, Carlos Correa, shortstop, signed a huge 13-year contract with the San Francisco Giants worth $350 million. So it's almost $27 million a season. Huge contract as far as the longevity of it. 13 seasons, that's a long time. Guys like A-Rod and Pujols had signed like 10-year deals for like worth 250 million, 260 million. Aaron Judge just signed a huge contract. But you had guys like Will Clark kind of criticizing the fact that why a ball club would sign somebody for such a long time. He's saying basically like 5 years tops is what they should be doing, which I kind of get that, because the fact that, injuries play a big part in guys, their performances, also just age. Obviously the older you get, your numbers start to decline. It could be your power numbers. It could just be the fact that you're making contact. Your eyes ain't as good. Your eye, the hand coordination, also your power, your ability to place the ball where you want. You got a lot of guys that could, pretty much place the ball wherever they want to hit it. Guys such as, Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, Rod Carew, guys like that, right? Excuse me, guys that hit for a high average. So this, let me break it. Let me give you a little bit of input on this. So he had been playing with the Twins. He was a Houston Astros. Excuse me, people. Jeez. Prior, he was a Houston Astro. Then he played with the Twins. He might have been somewhere else before the Twins. And so shortstop Carlos Correa and the San Francisco Giants are in agreement on a 13-year, $350 million contract, a record-long deal that is the richest ever for the position and gives the team a franchise-type player around which it plans to build. Sources familiar with the situation told ESPN the free agent path to Correa, 28 years old, was far less circuitous than last year, when he entered the market in hopes of landing a $300 million plus deal that wound up signing a shorter term contract with the Minnesota Twins that included an opt-out after the first season. This offseason, Correa found a market that lavished $300 million on Trea Turner and $280 million on Xander Bogaerts for more to his liking. And he wound up with the second biggest deal behind Aaron Judge's 9-year, $360 million contract with the Yankees. The 13 years ties Bryce Harper's $330 million deal with the Philadelphia Phillies in March of 2019. And like Harper, Correa received a full no-trade clause and a contract without any opt-outs, sources said. The $300 million exceeds the $341 million shortstop Francisco Lindor, another fellow Puerto Rican, received from the New York Mets, and the $340 million shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr. with the San Diego Padres. I believe he's Puerto Rican as well. And in the history of baseball, only Mike Trout's $426.5 million deal with the LA Angels and Mookie Betts' $365 million contract with the LA Dodgers and Judge succeeded in value. About a year after turning down a 5-year, $160 million contract with the Houston Astros, with whom Correa blossomed into a star, he landed more than twice that on the heels of a single season spent with the Twins, with whom he made 35 million before opting out of the final 2 years of his deal. In his one season with the Twins, Correa looked like his vintage self, hitting 291 uh, with the 366 on base percentage and a 467 slugging percentage, with 22 home runs and 64 RBIs in only 136 games. While he didn't match his platinum glove winning 2021 campaign, Correa is regarded as one of the game's best defensive shortstops, posting his fourth season with 5.0 plus wins above replacement, according to baseballreference.com. The Giants paid him like a superstar, as the combination of Correa's position, age, and productivity, regular season and postseason, convinced them to make him among the highest earning players in baseball. Before Correa, the last player the Giants signed to a $100 million plus contract was pitcher Johnny Cueto, who received a 6-year, $130 million deal in December of 2015. At baseball's winter meetings, the Giants had hoped to strike a deal for Judge, the reigning American League MVP, but the Yankees upped their offer to $40 million per year, and Judge agreed to stay in New York. But a lot of that had to do with Judge's and his agents' willing and dealing power and skills. They made that happen. Um, you know what I mean? It was simple as that. The Yankees would come at him with a deal. He would just say no. That was it. No counter offer, no nothing. And he got exactly what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Um, with Turner and Bogut off the board too, the opportunities to sign a fundamental player had dwindled to Correa and former Atlanta Braves shortstop Dansby Swanson. Since the retirement of catcher Buster Posey following the 2021 season, the Giants had sought a star to be the start of something new. Looking beyond the glory years of the early 2010s, when the Giants won 3 World Series, and before that when Barry Bonds dazzled sellout crowds nightly, Correa has the poise and ability to be just that. Excellence was pristine. Excellent was press press pristine after he went to the Astros with the number 1 overall pick in 2012 draft. He shot through the organization and debuted at 20 years old in 2015, winning AL Rookie of the Year. By his second season, Correa was one of the best players in baseball, and in 2017, he helped the Astros win their first World Series title, hitting 5 home runs and driving in 14 runs in 18 postseason games. The Astros reached the AL Championship Series in 2018 and the World Series in 2019 with Correa a fundamental player for their success. But the revelation in November 2019 that Houston had signed a sign-stealing scheme during their championship season sullied the title and landed especially hard on Correa, who was outspoken in his defense of the team. Correa's excellence continued unabated. He was among the best players in the 2020 season, postseason, and again well into the 2021 season, pushing his career postseason line to a 272 batting average, 344 on base percentage, and a 505 slugging percentage with 18 home runs and 59 RBIs in 79 games. With shortstop prospect Jeremy Pena primed to reach the big leagues, though, Houston moved on from Correa, whose free agent market never materialized after an early um, alliance with the Detroit Tigers and led him to signing a 3-year, $105.3 million contract with the Twins. With Minnesota, Correa quickly became a clubhouse leader, and over his final 120 games, he hit 307 with the 381 on base percentage and a 496 slugging percentage with 21 home runs. The Twins hoped he would return, but recognized his market would be unlikely to break the same way it did following the 2021 season. Over his 8-year career, Correa has compiled nearly a 40 WAR. Only Trout, Betts, Nolan Arenado, and Paul Goldschmidt and Manny Machado have more in the same stretch, and a career line of a 279 batting average, a 357 on base percentage, and a 479 slugging percentage with 155 home runs, 553 RBIs, and 888 games. His 12.6 defensive WAR ranked fourth behind Andre Olton, Simmons, Kevin Kiermaier, and Nolan Arenado. Just how long Correa stays at shortstop is a question multiple executives uh, posted it during his free agency. The outs above average metric placed him in the bottom 20% of shortstops last season. While defensive runs saved pegged him as slightly above average. At 6'4", 220 pounds, Correa is among the game's biggest players at shortstop. He has played all 881 of his career games in the field. Regardless of where Correa's glove winds up, his bat will determine whether the mega deal is a success, right? And in the short term, it will help determine whether Correa again reaches the postseason, this time with the Giants team that won the National League West in 2021, but finished 81-81 this season, which is a 500, or for the first time